Howdy. Alright, so change of pace with this video. I want to talk about some ways that this game could be better, or they could improve this game, some quality of life that they need to add. I mentioned some of the things in my last video, like sliders to the exchange. In there's a number of inconsistencies with some of the missions. Occasionally, when you have a mission that asks you to do co-op, it'll say do something like 10 co-ops, something to that nature. And then when you try to use the ×3, the ×3 doesn't work. That's an annoying inconsistency. There's some co-op events like regular co-ops as you do them, which you rarely do. When you do the ×3, it does count towards the general missions down in here to farm some of the specific co-ops a certain number of times. But then when the co-ops come out for the summons, the ×3 doesn't count for those. I think that the inconsistencies there are really annoying. And there's just a number of inconsistencies as such located around the game that are just really obnoxious. I talked about the sound settings being not optimal. There's not enough sliders here. Sound effects, voices, and cutscenes are all tied to this one. So if you turn this down and you go through a story mission that has a cutscene, you're going to end up not having any sound. And sometimes I like to experience the music more than some of the random sounds like voices and sound effects. I feel that they're often too loud. And your inability to tune each thing specifically makes it rather bothersome. So it's like an all or nothing kind of thing. You either have all the sound effects and voices turned all the way up so you can actually hear that stuff and the cutscenes when they come on, or you turn it down to the point where the sound effects and the voices don't really bother you in battle, but then when you get a cutscene, you can't hear the cutscene at all. And then alternatively, when you turn this way down, while it does reduce the sound effects to a tolerable level, then you can't hear the voices very much, but maybe you want to hear the voices. So I think that the audio tuning, the audio engineering in this game is just very horribly done, and only having one slider there is really annoying. There needs to be some more settings for battle, maybe like lock camera, lock target to the player selection, something like that. I talked about quality of life in battles being bad and the battles being very janky already, so I'm not going to go too much into detail again there. But I would like to see improvements with that. I would like to see the base stamina level raised, because even at player level 80, when I nuke all of my stamina, I still only have about 7.5 hours worth of time to regenerate. And when I leave for work, I work for 8 hours, and there's also travel time and whatever, so I'm generally gone for about 9-10 hours that I'm not able to play the game, and I end up wasting a bunch of stamina, which for me to get around, I have to use a macro on an emulator, which I would rather not have to do, but I have no shame and I don't feel bad about doing it, because otherwise raising the amount of stamina you get over time was a great decision, but not coupling that with a base stamina raise for all players, new and old, just made it difficult for newer, lower ranking players to have more time to sleep or work without having to worry about their stamina being full and wasting a bunch of stamina. And you don't want to be wasting stamina, because the stamina goes a very long way in being able to farm some of the stuff that you need to farm. And then sure, there's the no stamina training quest, but again, that's essentially a macro farmer's haven. Like, you're not going to want to sit there and manually retry all day long. That is that is 100% designed for people using macros. Not having some kind of automatic repeat thing in their game is just, again, a really bad quality of life. That feature is 100% beneficial to macroers and does not help players that aren't able to set up a macro in the slightest, you know, without them still having to manually retry a bunch of times. It's just a slog. It's annoying, and I think that they really need to add some kind of auto repeat function into the game so every player can take advantage of the 0 stamina EXP thing when they're out of stamina, and they do want to keep engaging with the game. But ultimately, I find it not even worth it to do that. This game is not that fun. It's kind of repetitive. After a while, the novelty of the music wears off. Seeing your characters, it's just like, whatever, I just want to get to level 65 or whatever, and I don't really give a shit. So yeah, like this, not just wasting stamina when you could be farming this stuff on like some kind of auto repeat. It's just annoying, and I really hope they figure out something there. So yeah, we need an auto repeat for the 0 EXP. That would be a good quality of life. Talking about the daily quests now, this mercenary request that pops up like maybe twice a week with the weapon parts, it's fucking trash. It's almost pointless. Just do some simple math. You get maybe 1 to 3 weapon parts for the weapons you select. Maybe a little bit more if there's a buff. I don't know. I usually get I think like about 3, maybe 4, usually 1 or 2 of the weapon parts that I select. So even if you get the 3 weapon parts for the weapon you want twice a week, that's only 6. It's going to take you 30 weeks to overboost 1 weapon. This is absolutely fucking atrocious. It is a joke, and they need to increase the rate that thing spawns, or even just have it every day. If it's only going to drop 1 to 3 weapon parts every day, is still going to take you like years to overboost 1 weapon to plus 20 by collecting these parts. The fact that this spawns maybe twice a week, it's a fucking joke. Just put it in there every day. The Gil one is absolutely pointless. We don't really need Gil that bad. After a while, after you've seen enough Cactars, I've been sitting at like 1.6 million, and my Gil never goes anywhere. The Gil mercenary request is fucking garbage. Get rid of it. Maybe even consider changing it entirely to maybe a character memories mercenary request. I think that would be really nice. Now moving on to the premium quests. Why is it that I get 3 premium quests per day? I can't use my ×3 on that. What is the fucking deal? Again, this game has been out for 100 days. How have they not considered any sort of quality of life passes to make this game less annoying to fucking play? There's not even a repeat button. This is really frustrating. I want to do Sephiroth Memories 2 all 3 times. Why do I have to go through all these lengths? Why do I have to do each one after another 3 times when I want to do this one all 3 times? And maybe I just want to do it 2 times and then do a different character or something. Why is there no retry button? It's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. While we're in this battle, we're just gonna look around here. As you can see, every time a character does a skill, the enemies, when the camera changes, you can't see the enemy's bar anymore, and that's really annoying. And then when you click, what is the point of that camera shift? It doesn't need to be there. Just focus the camera behind the middle character, and don't have this stupid fucking change. That's annoying. Get rid of that, please. And again, when there's multiple enemies and I select a target, don't have the auto change my target a half a second later. It's obnoxious. There's so many problems with the auto that arise that you'll notice as you play. And it's just so much easier and better to have it on, because manual play can be very clunky. Trying to switch between each character to use their skills, having to deal with that camera motion, that's fucking obnoxious. You know, you're losing sight of the enemy's health bar and its casting meter, whatever. And like I said, why can't I just retry this one? I want to do this again. I have one more run available to me, but instead of them putting any sort of effort into making this game consistent, like all around through all these different features, there's so many different inconsistencies that just make the game frustrating and annoying to play overall. And there's only so much a player can take where the novelty and fun of like, ooh, Final Fantasy VII music on repeat gets fucking annoying after like the first week. Like, so for the first week this game, I was like, yeah, the music, it's great. And then it's like, all right, now I'm kind of over it because I'm just grinding the same fights over and over to farm materials or whatever, or events. And the novelty of the music wears off, and the novelty of looking at the battles with the camera fucking moving around and the UI being you know, inadequate in my opinion. It's just like, whatever. I'm over it. I don't really care. Like, why you're probably asking, why are you still playing this game? Why are you here? I ask myself that same thing constantly. It's because again, I waited for this game for 2 years. I had very high expectations of this game, and the game has a lot of potential. I hate saying this about games, but it is what it is. All these games have so much potential to be so good, but the people that are in the producer seats are making the decisions just don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's not even with games. It's like everything. There's so much disconnect between the corporate entities running anything, like Twitch, for example, with the recent drama that they've been going through. It's just that these CEOs and executives and producers of the various systems and features and you know, game design, they just have no fucking clue what players actually like. There's so much disconnection. It's like, well, you know, here's what we think is best, but it's never the best. It really isn't. And it's annoying to see games like this that have so much potential to be good, to have so many flaws like this, and instead of them addressing them and changing anything or considering any sort of quality of life, they just pump out this spam of bullshit fucking events that, like, really, who gives a shit about this Final Fantasy VII Christmas stuff. Again, it was cute for like the first... It's cute for like the first 5 minutes. You do the story, it's like, you know, that's kind of interesting, but really, like, who gives a shit? I fucking don't. Yeah, some gingerbread fuck stole the gifts, you steal them back. Bing bang boom, Merry Christmas, bah humbug. Fuck me, man. But yeah, it's just annoying that there's so many inconsistencies with the various features in this game, and there doesn't seem to be any progress or any acknowledgement by the development team or Square Enix that there's any of these issues. And then like moving on, they're just not releasing enough characters. I can only get so many outfits for each character. Like, I get really excited to get an outfit for a character, and it's like, yeah, I want to build this character around this outfit. And then it's like, oh, and then you immediately ruin that by releasing another outfit for that character and another different build that's like, either one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to be like, well, man, I really want this outfit now and this weapon because it's better, or I'm going to say, well, I invested in that other outfit and I like it a lot better. This one's fucking stupid. I'm going to skip this banner. Just constantly recycling banners on the same characters. It's like always fucking Aerith. It's always... if you played this game long enough, like the banners like this where it's one character and a piece of shit on it, like what the fuck are you wasting your time with this? Why is there only one outfit for a character on some of these banners? There should be two. And you might be like, well, oh, it's probably way too hard for them to think up and release all these different things. No, it's fucking not. They don't have to spam a banner every fucking week or every 2 weeks. They could slow it the fuck down and have a banner last a month that has 2 characters on it and have it be more interesting instead of doing these midterm, interim, whatever you want to call them, banners that, again, like, this is like the 7th fucking Aerith costume. Who fucking gives a shit about Aerith that much? Not me. I'm using the free Chocobo outfit, and that's my favorite outfit. I'm never gonna not use that fucking outfit. So I don't give a shit about this stupid white dress. I don't give a shit about this little pussy-ass fucking Joker suit that Zach has. Like I said, in the Steam trailer, go look on the trailer for this game on Steam on the store page. Zach has like some crazy looking soldier, like Power Ranger fucking armor outfit that looks really fucking cool. And I would love to have that outfit, but where is that fucking outfit? It's not in the game. But again, Zach has already had enough outfits that it's like, do I even want Zach to have another outfit? You know, where are the Red 13 outfits? Where are the Matt outfits? I feel like some of these characters are getting severely fucking screwed over, but also it's annoying and really boring to build the same fucking characters 15 different ways. It's a great novelty to be able to have the flexibility that where you build different characters or like the same character in different ways to fill different roles. It's a great novelty, but it's a blessing and a curse because they've fallen into this stale cycle of like, well, let's keep pumping out this stuff for these same 7 characters when they have fucking more characters in the universe to add. Please, for the love of God, put some more fucking characters in the game. Where's Yuffie? Where's Sid? Where's Vincent? The Final Fantasy VII storyline in this game is the original, not the remake. For the love of God, please start releasing more of these characters. And they don't need to stop there because they can intuitively consider and add other characters as well to try to create more depth and make the game more interesting. What if Dyne was a playable character? I think that would be pretty cool. How about the Turks? You know, there's the Turks we know, more popularly, Reno, Rude, Sang, Elena. I never really played Crisis Core, but there's other characters, Sisney, whoever that is. There's other Turk characters as well, apparently, and not even just Turks. There's Angiel, there's Genesis, there's all these different characters that don't necessarily have to be on either side of like, well, that's an enemy or they're a friend or foe. It doesn't really matter in this game because, in my opinion, because you're already getting access to Sephiroth, which, sure, it's young Sephiroth, but let's be real. We know where he ends up. He's the fucking monster. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it would be cool to see some of the characters that you wouldn't consider to be playable in a normal Final Fantasy game because they are considered enemies as playable characters in this game, like Sephiroth. So yeah, Angiel, Genesis, You know, a bunch of the Turks. I feel like the possibilities are limitless. They could even create new, unique characters for Final Fantasy First Soldier, or even some curveballs. You know, maybe we could see some Reeves action. You know, Reeves and like Hojo. You know, imagine they just added some kind of weird stuff for guys like that you wouldn't consider to be fighters, but they are characters that exist in the same universe amidst all these characters that do fight. And you know, in Final Fantasy VII, you do actually fight Hojo, and he turns himself into a monster and stuff. So, yeah, again, I feel like there's unlimited potential for growth in having more characters instead of just recycling the same fucking characters over and over and over on these banners. It makes the banners more skippable, and I'm sitting here with 97,000 crystals, and I don't have any interest in pulling on any of this stuff. You just don't get enough wish list stuff for it to be worthwhile for me to just start blowing all these crystals. So I'm just constantly sitting here bored, waiting for a new banner, waiting for something that looks worthwhile to pull on. And in all honesty, the only banner that ever looked worth investing into was Sephiroth's Final Fantasy IX weapon. That's the only weapon that I think it really carries a lot of weight in this game. Having the ability to break both magic and physical attack at the same time, AoE, is just absolutely fucking mind-blowing and game-changing. And there's never been another weapon like it. There may never be another weapon like it. And it's just... yeah, I feel like after 100 days, really, like after 100 days, there's only been one interesting banner. And a bunch of bait. Simp bait, whale bait, whatever, shit bait. Just for people to build the same character with 13 different fucking costumes. And maybe that's interesting to them, but it's not interesting to everybody. And like, that's why, again, it's a blessing and a curse. So they need to start adding more content, more characters, more summons. Dealing with the same 3 summons still, most people aren't going to be able to unlock Bahamut that easily right now. I certainly can't beat very hard, so I can't even unlock him. You know, I'm able to farm hard and get some of the weapons and whatnot, but yeah, it's going to be a while before I spend these crystals. And again, it's not worth it for me to just blow all these crystals on the banners that are out now, banking on, well, I can level wish list stuff. No, I want to also be investing into like a new outfit or a new weapon with something that might actually help me in that fight more than whatever I currently have. So yeah, most people aren't going to be able to unlock Bahamut. I'm not adding Leviathan and Titan and stuff like that yet. It's incredibly fucking boring that we've been locked with the same 3 summons since launch, and we're still basically locked with the same summons since launch. Most people will be. And, you know, and it's tragic that people hype up this kind of content update when it was really a major nothing burger. And this game, again, it just has so much potential that they're not realizing by not improving the quality of life with some of these systems and features. And one other thing is the inadequacy with the reset timer. The fact that they add stuff like this, they'll often add stuff like this at 9 p.m., but then the reset, it ends at 3 p.m. It's like, could you please get one reset timer? Please, for the love of God, have one reset timer and have the new content added at that reset timer. Because this creates a scenario where people like me I log in at 3 p.m. I do all my daily stuff. I have to leave to go to work before 9 p.m. So there's oftentimes where I finish my daily stuff and I don't even think about logging back into this game until the next day. But anytime something like this pops up or an event pops up, that first day, I can't do that. I have to make sure I come back on and do whatever the thing is real quick before reset when I should be sleeping. And it's frustrating. It really doesn't need to happen. As well as getting kicked out every time there's some kind of title update, whatever. You go to claim your gifts, it's like, oh, return to title, update available. It's 2023. This is like one of the only games that I played that for some reason, whenever something is added or updated or there's a change in the reset time, you get kicked out of whatever you're doing and have to go to the title screen. Most other games will just trigger the reset and the shit will pop up in your mail or whatever and do whatever. Who fucking made this game so poorly that it functions like a game from fucking 15 years ago? Where you have to reset every time like something new happens. That's a fucking joke. But yeah, that's enough. This video is again too long. I repeated some of the feedback. I added some more feedback. I don't know if the devs will ever see this, but look, if you're a fan of this game, if you're a content creator for this game, and you agree with any of the stuff that I'm saying and realize like how problematic this game can actually be, and how much that the game overall is going to suffer because of the developers' refusal to acknowledge or fix some of these problems. This game does not really have a long life in it as far as I'm concerned. I could be wrong. Like, I've seen them milk games like DFFOO for years, you know, while making very little money off of the game. But ultimately, they're not going to want to do that. And if they do that, what's going to happen is the quality of the content updates is going to go down drastically as well. Because they're not going to want to pay as many people to perform the work and to change the stuff or add things. So we're going to get a lot less content. And we might end up not even getting some of the content that this game advertised at the beginning or having the potential for. DFFOO never even added Orlando. One of the biggest fucking characters, the most popular characters in Final Fantasy history. They never got to add that guy for some reason before that game ended up getting shut down. And I would hate to see this game get shut down before we even see, you know, like Vincent, for example. Or, you know, before we even get to see the entirety of the storyline, you know, retold in a slightly abridged form. And as I said before, I never played Crisis Core. I never played Dirge of Cerberus. I never played before Crisis. This game was supposed to come out and have a lot of that stuff included, and this was going to be my means of learning those storylines. And now I may never get to learn those storylines through these means, so I'm gonna have to go look up some third-party resource or lore guide or something, and that fucking annoys me. Like, I want to learn it through the game, through their games. But you know, I will never have access to Before Crisis, and yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it to me to pay for Crisis Core or to find a device or emulator that I can play Dirge of Cerberus on, just to learn that content. When, you know, like I said, I have the expectations of learning it here. But yeah, please, Square Enix, update your shit. Oh, you know what? Last but not least, the materia crafting. This is a fucking joke. This is atrocious. I've been playing for over 100 days. I do not have a single fucking 5-star. I don't have a single 5-star. And yes, I use these materials. You need to up the rates. You need to up the rates on getting better materia out of this. I'm not wasting those materials on these ruins. Just for the record here, I'm getting pretty low. I know you can do that. I'll do one. But yeah, it's frustrating that you can play for over 100 days, not get a single 5-star. Meanwhile, there's missions to craft 100 5-stars or something. Like, how am I gonna do that when in 100 days I haven't even crafted one? It's gonna take me 10 fucking years or more to finally craft 100 materia of quality 5-star. So you need to consider adding some kind of function, maybe where there is another button up in here. Enhance. How about, like, evolve? Something where I take, like, 5 3-stars and mash them together to make a 4-star. And then 5 4-stars and mash them together to make a 5-star. And then I can take 5 5-stars and mash them together to re-roll the stats in case my stats turn into a piece of fucking garbage. But in all honesty, that RNG stats, that's another thing that I think that they should consider in terms of quality of life in this game. Having RNG stats on 5-star materia, like being able to roll something like that's super rare, that's supposed to be the best, and then it getting absolute trash fucking stats, should be illegal. It should be illegal. They should always roll with, like, M attack, P attack percent, P defense, M defense. I think that's the golden quad stat build. I mean, maybe, sure, sometimes you might want HP or heal alternatively, and maybe those can roll specifically like HP percent, heal percent, M defense, and P defense on support materials like cures and stuff like that. Like, that would be cool. But yeah, I think if you get a 5-star, it should absolutely have the best of the best stats on it, not like some absolute trash dog shit. But if they're committed to having the trash dog shit, again, having another feature in here where you evolve the materia, again, 5 3-stars to make a 4-star, 5 4-stars to make a 5-star. Then, at least over time, as I fail and I'm making 3-stars, 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 using the materials, which I use 5-star materials, especially when, I think there's, like, a lot of people get kind of confused in this when they think, like, oh, well, you know, you're not making 5-stars because you're not using the materials. But yes, I am. You just can't make more than, like, as you can see right there, I used one there. You can't make more than a 3-star using this material. This is the highest you can go. You cannot use any more to push this any higher. So they need to fix this in some way, either remove this limitation to where you can actually use more materials to make 5-stars, or again, I think adding an evolution thing where, sure, I can fail a bunch of these and make 3-stars, but then I can mash the 3-stars together to make a 4-star, and then mash the 4-stars together to make a 5-star. I think that would go a long way. So they just need to take a look at this game and all the fucking problems it has, which is a lot. It has a lot of problems and inconsistencies and poor quality of life for the novelty of it being like, oh, fun, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy music, you know, Final Fantasy characters. The novelty of listening to this music and looking at these characters wears off very fast for how frustrating some of these design features are. And if they're not, like I said, if they're not going to acknowledge or address or change any of this stuff, this game is going to fucking fail. So, hate me if you want to hate me. If you agree with any of this stuff in some context, please send them your feedback. They have a support email. They have a Twitter. Maybe they have a Discord. Go talk in the community. Send your feedback. If you're a content creator and if you agree, feel free to make a video like this, videos like this that are more positive and constructive, and you know, where you don't swear as much as I do, because I get it. I'm an asshole, and you don't like me talking shit about your game, or you calling you a fucking shill. I wouldn't like it either. But stop being fucking shills. Come on. Get out there, give the game some proper, constructive feedback so they can start working on some of these issues that are going to make players leave. If they've already been leaving in droves, they're going to continue leaving in droves. You know, with boring-ass content updates like this. Because, yeah, it's a really bad look when people hype up this content update that's probably the worst content update that they've done since launch. It is probably the least amount of content they've added since launch. None of it was really interesting or worthwhile. Most people aren't going to be able to unlock Bahamut, and that was the highlight of the fucking update. The highlight of the update was a summon that a majority of the players are not even going to be able to unlock because it is simply too fucking difficult. Great. That's fucking great. Alright, video's long enough. Peace out. Like and subscribe. I will probably not make a lot more videos about this game unless I start to see some major changes, and I want to give them credit where due. I just don't think that they're going to be capable of it. If I see any more problems arise that I think that I should be providing feedback to them, I will maybe make a video about that. But yeah. Otherwise, I'll probably be making videos about other games or other topics. So if you just like to hear me rant like a fucking idiot, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe for that. You'll get plenty of it.